Hello, everyone. This is Scott Roberts and Kent Marts with the Explore Scientific and also with the Explore Alliance. Kent is in at the Merritt Reservoir near Valentine, Nebraska, where they are talking to individuals that are the movers and shakers of the Nebraska Star Party. And right now he's got Brett Boller with him, and I think they're going to be talking about the Nebraska Astrophotography Contest. Is that right, Kent?
That's right, Scott. And actually, we're in Valentine, Nebraska right now at the
You
high
are in
school.
Valentine,
Yeah,
all right?
yeah. So Merritt Reservoir is where the Star Party is, but there are no facilities out there. So the high school is gracious to give us the run of the lobby and hallways and the auditorium. And, there's a big crowd. We got vendors set up. I've sold a pretty good number of things this morning.
Yeah, good.
And for the people who are watching, we have some actual specials here. They're only good here. But through August the 31st, we're running a 20% off sale on basically lots of things. It can't be an item on sale or a smart telescope, a few other things. But anyone can use the code NSP for Nebraska Star Party, NSP 2024, and they go to explorescientific.com and get 20% off their purchase at the time of checkout. So anyway, but we had a big old flood of people there for a while. It was crazy. So Brett runs the astrophotography contest. But first, talk about yourself a little bit, Brett. You're in an astronomy club. You're in an observatory. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I've been part of astronomy for since about 2008. Came up here in 2010 as my first star party, and then Eric kind of got me hooked into helping out. And
Eric Balcom, who
Eric
is
Balcom,
this is the president.
of the board and runs the whole Nebraska Star Party. So then since about 2011, I've been on the planning committee, and last year I was nominated to be on the board of directors for the Star Party.
Congratulations, and thank you for doing that. I mean, it shows a commitment to our hobby and to furthering its cause. It takes, a bunch of people pull off a star party for 300 people that is 2, 3, 4 hours away from your home. And yeah, minimum. Yeah. How far away is it for you?
About 5 hours.
5 hour drive.
We had somebody come from Australia, and we've had somebody come
Yeah.
from China this year.
Right. So
Those are
it's
longer drives, that's for sure.
those are you can drive, but you have to have a ferry to do it. So it's been fun. We've had some, the wind was ferocious last night. It
But it was actually one of the darkest
was
nights.
dark. The sky was black.
The SQM readings were 21.7.
That's Bortle
It's really dark.
2, mid Bortle 2, something like that, I think. So SQM is a sky quality meter reading. When you look at the dark sky and it looks sort of milky, there's a lot of something in the air. Last night the air was much clearer and it was steadier too. I think the steadiness was pretty good as well. So
Just had a little wind to kind of keep the big dots off the field.
yeah, the big dobs and a lot of people didn't even try to do astrophotography. Hang on, somebody's looking. Sir, if you want to see what it looks like, the one on the binoculars is turned on.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right, very good. So anyway, sorry, I'm selling stuff too. I'm doing a live broadcast, but no, that's okay. I want to know you to look through that and know what's going on. So anyway, it's a huge commitment to pull that stuff. And you're not just on the board of directors; you have a role.
Yes.
And last year you did it. You've done it for a while, I think, right?
Yes, I've done it since 2012 officially. Run
Okay.
the astrophotography program.
And it's easy, right?
Oh yeah, very easy.
Nothing to it.
So usually we have 4 categories, but with the solar eclipse of last year and the auroras in May, we decided to add 2 more categories. So we have a total of 6 categories this year, between 10 and 12 photos in each category.
And so we do have some, Scott. I think you've got them queued up, and we can share
Yeah.
them and talk about them a little bit. So you executed a change this year because previously,
So
you handed out paper ballots and you can salt the ballot box
So in the past, everybody that came in got a little piece of paper. You'd write down your number, and we'd vote. Well, at about 2 o'clock, we'd have to stop it because it would take us at least an hour to tabulate all
and count the
and
ballot.
count the votes.
Yeah.
And so this year we decided to go a little more 21st century and high tech, and we're doing it online. So everybody got a QR code in the registration. And it opened at noon and it'll go till 3. And then we got instant tabulation.
Instant tabulation. So longer voting period because you don't have to hand count.
Yeah.
So Scott's putting up some pictures right here. You can see. And so that's what category is that? Is that deep sky or
Looks like deep sky.
deep sky? Although, yeah. So that looks like a
Impressive.
yeah. So lots of beautiful images. Scott's sitting here working on. There's a Milky Way over. That's that cedar tree up in the middle of the observing field, wasn't it? Yeah. Look at that sun. Yeah. So these
were
taken
on the
yeah,
field.
on the field. Had to be taken here.
Not necessarily this year, but
Right, but taken here. So lots of good pictures, you know. The solar ones, go to the solar eclipse one, Scott, if you've got it. I think the next to last one I sent you. And we got a live broadcasting on. Well, there's 2 guys that we interviewed yesterday. Just one more. They're getting ready to leave and going to tell me goodbye. So, you know, through the miracle of technology, Scott's sharing them from his iPhone into his computer and broadcasting them out. So pretty cool how technology can work. And, you know, we've gotten it down. It's probably the 10th time I set this stuff up now, and I'm getting pretty good at it. So why are you involved in the Nebraska Star Party? How'd you get involved in astronomy and what led you to all this?
I was actually in X-ray school and taking images.
X-ray images,
X-ray images.
not of the
Yeah,
sky,
different spectrum.
not of the sky, of the body. Yes.
Decided to buy my own telescope, joined the Lincoln Club, Prairie Astronomy Club, and then hooked the camera up, not knowing anything about it, fell in love with that, and you know, just being in the
Just kept learning.
Lincoln Club, then they're like, oh, this great thing out here in Valentine, and went out here, and it's, you know, it's awe-inspiring. First time you get to a truly dark sky site.
People who are interested in you can't explain it to them. It's not explainable. Now you're in the Branched Oak Observatory. You're very active in that. You do a lot of outreach there.
Yes.
Talk about the observatory, the website, so they can go look at it and things like that.
So it's branchedoakobservatory.com or the boo.org because it's
BOO.org.
So it's a little easier to
Very nice.
for people
Boo.org.
type that in.
And is the observatory on Facebook as well?
It's on Facebook.
Okay.
We have a calendar on the website, and that's for the public and for us to know what we're going to do for the outreach. But the Facebook page probably is more updated as stuff goes because it's just so easy to post.
So how you're out at the observatory really regular?
Yes,
we're Facebook friends, and I see your posts. You're out there multiple times per week. It's not like you open up every third Saturday and that's it.
During the summer, from about Memorial Day to Labor Day, we're open Friday through Sunday, Friday night, Saturday night, and then Sunday for solar viewing. So Sunday, and that's 7 to 11 at night and 11 to 5 on Sundays to look at the sun.
Well, that's a huge commitment.
It is.
And how many people are involved? It's not just you, I know.
So there's probably 6 or 7, 8 core people that work, and then we have a whole slew of volunteers that come out and do stuff. We do have some paid interns from that we got some grants for.
That is awesome.
To help for the summer staff because, of course, you know, this is a volunteer thing, and people have to have their other jobs to work at the hospital and
have life. So, all right, here we go. Here's some pictures. Okay, stop right there, Scott. That's just those solar eclipse images are just spectacular. What people were able to do, you know, just beautiful work and the creativity of putting the spirals together and with the annular eclipse and that one on the right, the diamond ring, just beautiful. So, how do you judge that? You know, I mean, I was in the newspaper business my whole life until I got laid off and started in Explore Scientific. You know, and I'm a photographer. Every day I wake up, I always say, and it's hard to pick pictures sometimes. But with work, stop right there, Scott, with that picture. So the young man in the middle, he told his dad he wanted telescope for his birthday. And so they came out here to check out astronomy, and he won the Explore Scientific First Light, 80 millimeter diameter, 640 millimeter telescope on an Altaz mount.
Wow.
And he won it. It's the grand prize for the kids on what day of the week? On Monday night. Are you guys going?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll stay in touch. Okay.
Yeah.
And he won that telescope, and they're going to get it out tonight and use it. And they were looking at the eyepieces and hanging around, but just excited as could be to win that thing,
Yeah.
you know. So he won a birthday present, you know, so that's just awesome. So whole variety of photos there. California nebula and sun, Milky Way rising, just spectacular work. Oh, that's a picture I took yesterday.
Look at
That's
all
in
the
that PDF.
sunspots. Jeez.
Yeah, that's a picture I took yesterday with the Unistellar. That's probably an EV scope 2, probably a 2-minute exposure. The cool thing about all these smart telescopes is they do live stacking. So they take pictures and stack them up, and the more pictures they take, the better the detail gets. And that's just a pretty picture. And that's straight out of it. There's no adjustment, there's no sharpening. Excuse me for the sneeze. I must be allergic to bread, although we've been around each other, so I don't think it is. You know, but
A lot of sunspots.
that's a lot of sunspot. And you see, you know, people will see that granular looking stuff. That's not noise or the sensor. That's actually the granulation on the surface of the sun. And you taken, you know, 20 years ago, or when you started, to get that picture was a challenge. It was work. You had now with technology making the entry level easier, you can take some really great pictures. If I put this into Photoshop or GIMP or something, I could easily sharpen it up more, make it look a little bit better, play with the color. I could make it orange, you know, I can make it dead white, you know, all the manipulation you do. And you have to realize when you look at an astro photo, and Brett can speak to this, it's art. Yeah, I mean, I can give you data and you manipulate it, and it's going to look completely different than what I do or anybody else does. So all these beautiful pictures you see are artistic expression. Everybody uses the same paint, but they mix different colors and they make different textures.
And really the processing part of it is a huge key of it, because somebody could take some photos and don't have any processing skills, and you don't have a good photo.
They're excited because it's their photo,
yeah, but they can't process it.
but they don't know how to and it's
And then
better than
somebody
nothing.
might not have a telescope to process photos. I saw the Sea Star, you know, that little 50 thing, and they were doing the Pillars of Creation, and
It's about processing.
and that's probably better than I can, you know,
With a big telescope, not to knock anything,
Yeah.
but you know, but even then, you know, I tell people take that first picture, don't compare it to anything, and be proud of the ones you got because it's yours and you achieved something. But if you do it, you know, a couple times a month or once a week, and after a year, go back and save that original data, go back and process it again, and you're going to realize you captured some really good data.
Mhm.
You just had learned how to process and then go back in 4 years, try it again. You're always shocked about what you get. Have you ever done that?
A little bit, but you know, I was going to say, even some of these people that I've known, getting to know from, you know, years of coming out here, are way ahead of me in ability, and I see them all the time saying, "Oh, I reprocessed this photo from 10 years ago that I took," you know, and so it's
Because
you keep going back even with your, you know, professional level.
I know people have been adding data for 15 years.
Yeah.
They go out and get 6 or 8 more hours and stack it up into and
Have hundreds of hours on an option.
hundreds of hours on it. We had a guy, Wade Prudy, who did bought an Exos 100, and right out of the gate, effectively, did 100 hours on the North American Nebula. I think he did it in the Hubble palette, and it was like, dang, you know, it was impressive. So Scott, it's lunchtime and pizza is calling our name. So I think
Pizza.
we're going to go get some pizza.
Okay.
So
All right.
Brett, Scott, you have any questions for Brett or
No,
anything
I
else?
mean, we have an audience watching. Carlos Hernandez says, I hope all attendees in the Nebraska Star Party are having a wonderful time in clear skies. People saying hello from both YouTube and Facebook. So
Scott, come
anyhow,
back out to Boo and bring your Airstream again.
yeah, that's right. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm sure my Airstream would enjoy being out there. So, well, thanks so
Yeah.
much, Brett. And
You're very welcome.
yeah, good luck on. Did you guys already choose winners? Was that what that whole
No, we
display
got
was all about?
voting from noon to 3.
So
Noon
it's
to
a public
3.
vote for the winners,
Okay.
right? So,
Yep.
All
they
right.
they get a little piece of paper with a QR code. They scan the QR code and then go through
Yeah,
and punch in. They don't see the pictures online, but each picture has a number like 201 or 513 or whatever, and you vote the numbers, and then
I see.
Brett, like I said, using technology, instant tabulation makes life a whole lot easier for the 5 or 6 people that tried to count all
We
those.
had, I think we had 5 people last year, and it took us over an hour to count.
I remember I walked by and saw y'all doing it. It was like, they're not getting done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, big stacks of paper. Yeah. So
Sure.
anyway, all right, Scott. So
All right.
I've got a couple more people lined up for this afternoon. We'll be having some more
Okay. Okay.
conversations.
Yeah, I'll
And,
see you guys after lunch.
Yep. Very good.
Okay.
All right. Talk to you, Scott. Thanks,
Take
man.
care.
Brett,
Bye-bye.
thank you, sir.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Brett.
you.
Come back for more Nebraska Star Party Live.
In a first-of-its-kind mission, Johns Hopkins APL will send 3 small CubeSats into orbit around the Earth to study the so-called auroral electrojets. These are intense electrical currents flowing around the Earth's poles, central to the link between Earth and the surrounding space.
EASY mission scientific contributions are extremely high. We're unlocking the connections between Earth and space for the first time.
We are definitely pushing the bounds of what this CubeSat can do. We have it hot, we have it cold, we have it twisting, and we have it turning.
This is part of the future direction, is multi-satellite configuration flying.
They are science questions we have debated for 50 years. With this technology, we can answer them.
EASY, short for Electrojet Zeeman Imaging Explorer, is a set of 3 mini-satellites, managed and operated by the Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory in partnership with NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory and Blue Canyon Technologies. EASY will provide observations that help scientists better predict interactions between the Sun and Earth. Here are 5 facts you need to know about the EASY mission.
Earth, when you look at that famous picture from Apollo, it looks like the blue marble is just floating in vacuum. But that's not the way it is.
Invisible to our eyes is an intricate system of magnetic field lines that guide waves of charged particles from the Sun through our atmosphere. This release of energy is called space weather, which can cause dazzling auroras, but also major problems for technology on Earth.
We have transformers burning down, communication issues. There's just loads and loads of examples of how our society depends upon these conditions.
Once we understand the physics, we can improve our modeling capability, we can enhance our predictive capability of the space weather.
The satellites do not make local measurements. They're looking down.
Down at the oxygen layer below them, the electrojets create a magnetic field around them. This field leaves a signature in light released by oxygen atoms that can be seen by the spectrometer on each CubeSat.
When the spacecraft A flies by, several minutes later, spacecraft B flies by. So we have 3 allow us to image the magnetic field or the currents on the same spot, so we can see the evolution.
We decided for this mission to collaborate with commercial space Blue Canyon Technology to take advantage of lower cost model that they have and also shorter development that commercial space provide.
Did you know you can buy a satellite online? NASA has used commercially produced CubeSats before, but typically for technology demonstrations rather than science.
We're taking CubeSats that are traditionally been used to do something simple like radio beacons, magnetometers, and we've given our spacecraft team a run for their money. Inside this box, what can we make it do and how hard can we push it for optimal instrument performance?
Easy is a glider. The spacecrafts will carry no propellant, getting all the momentum they need for their 18-month mission from launch.
Not having that gives us a lot more room, figuratively and literally, to make decisions that are more beneficial to science and just be able to do more overall.
At 17,000 miles per hour, these objects can get around the entire Earth in just 90 minutes. Up to 600 kilometers above Earth's surface, there is a tiny bit of atmosphere. By rotating the spacecraft, we can change the atmospheric drag and adjust their speed, controlling the distance between each spacecraft. The EASY mission is enlisting the help of citizen scientists, learners and students from around the world who will collect data alongside researchers and support the mission.
As part of this mission, we have something that is exceedingly exciting, which is the EASY Mag. It's a little magnetometer kit. You can make measurement, you send them to us, and you will see on this global map, hey, my magnetometer is showing up.
So the scientists are collecting magnetic field data from above, and the students will be collecting magnetic field data from the ground.
And we will use this data in the mission, so you are actively part of the team.
EASY is paving the way for sun science missions of the future, enabling NASA to do even more exciting science to make this world a better place.